Hey everybody, Phantom Shadow here, and welcome back to more Root Film. Last case was pretty wild, to be honest. They found the fingerprints on a 3D printed gun that's the murder weapon, and it happened to be Yagumo's prints, somehow. So, yeah, he slipped out the second floor window, and we'll see what happens next when we start case 4. Yagumo Part 4 Prologue. Tragedy suddenly struck 500-year-old Tatsunome Shrine during a sacred Awami Kagura performance. The suspect, a filmmaker, is currently on the run. A police search is underway. Why would he commit such a heinous crime? We asked people close to the man on the run. Question 1. Has he been acting strange lately? Well, he's been saying something about a shaman. Kinda made me worry if the guy's okay in the head. Also, he showed an odd interest in murder cases, even though he was even attached to the Sawano murder. That's kinda concerning. Did he seem the type to do such a thing? Well, sometimes while filming, he'd run wild. It gave me chills watching him from the sidelines. When he runs wild, he loses sight of what's right in front of him and doesn't stop. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he killed a man. It was only a matter of time. Besides, he's just the type to ask for receipts for every little thing. Penny pincher. And right before the incident, he forced me to do a swimsuit shoot. His gaze gave me goosebumps. That was real creepy. And I keep telling him to close the toilet lid in the office bathroom, but he never listens. He always forgets his handkerchief, so he wipes his hands on his pants after washing at shrines. And also, there's also that time when it's just a dream. Damn it, what a stupid dream. Yagumo scratches his head as he sits up and looks around. After jumping out the inn's second-story window, he headed east to Tagi Station in Izumo, where he stayed the night at an abandoned warehouse. Yagumo takes a small device from his side bag and switches it on. It's a wideband receiver that he grabbed from the van immediately after he escaped. He listens and waits. Soon the device indicates that there's no response on the specified frequency. No response, huh? Since police mostly use digital radio now, it's almost impossible to tap those signals. But if local police still use analog radio, then this device can pick it up. Doesn't look like they sealed off the perimeter just yet. I want to check the news, but I can't carelessly use my phone. Anyway, I gotta get to Asaya Beach tonight. Yagumo reaches for the convenience store onigiri he bought on the way and fills his gurgling belly. Jeez, that idiot. What an absolute moron. The hell does he think he's doing running off like that? Come on. Megari's voice echoes in the inn room. After Yagumo ran away, the rest of the team didn't know what to do, so they stayed at the inn. After silently fiddling with her phone, Hitoa looks up and murmurs, "Looks like it hasn't made the news yet." Seriously? They put him on a wanted list? They haven't put him on a wanted list? I'm not sure, but maybe they haven't made an official announcement, which means what exactly? Maybe the police still haven't concluded that the director's the culprit yet. You think so? In that case, he should have just talked it out and then explained himself instead of running like a dummy. Kanade nods at Megari's words, standing off to the side. Has the director contacted you since then? Nope, it goes straight to voicemail when I call. He probably turned off his phone. I see. Heavy silence falls between the three of them. After a while, Magari stands up and shakes it off, addressing the other two. Well, no point moping about it. Why don't we ask the old man Misawa what's up? Good idea. They might have tracked him down. You could also ask the guy in the troop who is the director's classmate. Tomine? Yeah, that's right. We could ask him. Maybe he contacted him since they're friends. I see. Good point. Well, let's go. Okay. The three of them drag their heavy bodies out of the room. Misawa and Keishino are in a room of the gym, having a serious discussion with the police. They look more serious than ever, making the trio hesitant to approach. Eventually, Misawa notices them and approaches. You guys, has our runner contacted you? No, not at all. Really now? Lying isn't gonna help his case. We ain't lying. We come here because we want to know what's going on too. Likely story. Calm down, we're serious. He's not even answering our calls. I know, we can't track him via GPS either. Probably turned off his phone, knowing we try. So that's what it was. The director's such a cunning guy. What? I meant in a bad way. May I ask something? What is it? What's gonna happen to him? I honestly don't think he's the culprit. His prints were on the murder weapon, so obviously we have to investigate him as a suspect. Well, in any case, if he's innocent, he should have just complied. Why'd he run off? Atoe, you're a kind woman, but a guy like him's just abusing that kindness to deceive you. Deceive me? Yeah, that cold-hearted killer deceived you into thinking he was nice. Forget about him. Besides, we just got a formal arrest warrant for him. Huh? Arrest warrant? As in, arrest warrant? Yeah. He'll also be put on a wanted list, so he's promoted from suspect to wanted. No way. That's a pretty big deal, huh? Well, that's that. If you get in touch with him, be sure to report it. If you hide him, we'll arrest you too, for harboring a fugitive. The three of them must be shocked at the news of Yagumo's arrest warrant. They weakly nod at Misawa's warning as they leave. Very few people are still at the community center. Among them are the three troop leaders huddled together. Can we talk? Ah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Minagishi smiles awkwardly. The faces of the other two are somehow stiff and distant as well. Did something happen? You guys seem a lot different from yesterday. Well, Minagishi awkwardly trails off as he glances at Toriyama and Tomine. But when Toriyama gestures with her jaw, he makes up his mind, readjusts his posture, and speaks more confidently. Your director, that is, Yagumo, is seen running away from the police, at least according to rumors. Judging by your reaction, I guess it's true, which means he's the culprit? No, I don't think so. But he's still running, isn't he? That seems like a confession to me. Well, I can definitely understand why it might seem like that, but in that case, Toriyama? Minagishi quietly admonishes Toriyama as she starts getting argumentative. Police will reveal if he's the culprit, right? There's no point suspecting these people now. It's not good to treat people like criminals before you know all the facts. Well, you got a point, but has he contacted you guys at all? No, nothing so far. I see. Damn it, Max, what were you thinking? Running away? I hope I'm wrong, but I'm worried he'll do something stupid. I got a hunch where he is. A hunch? I know of many of his favorite places from back when we were in film school. We got many mutual acquaintances, so he may be getting help from a certain someone. Really? I see. If I figure out anything, I'll tell you guys. Please do. They bow their heads and leave. Outside, they trudge along the path back to the inn. Things can't possibly get any worse. I was shocked to hear they got an arrest warrant, but Hito is interrupted by an email notification. She takes out her phone and, as she checks her email, her face grows pale and her feet stop in place. What's wrong, Hitoa? Hitoa? Ah, you look pale. Got a nasty email or something? I got an email from my agency, asking me to come back because the project is about to be shelved. Shelved? Apparently, Isagami was contacted by the police about the director's case. Ah. I see. Ayane? Well, yeah, can't have a project when one of your directors is on the run for murder. That's totes hilarious. Ayane, Come on, Hatoa. You gotta go back. Huh? Your career's at stake. You gotta distance yourself from us before the media catches on. But that's... Sucks the project's gonna be shelved, but... I don't know how we'd ever apologize if we dragged you any further into a scandal. We really dragged you into a dicey situation. Sorry about that. Ayane. A few hours later, Hitoa is walking towards the Yunatsu station alone, luggage in hand. Helplessly, she takes a heavy step after heavy step. Eventually, she stops in place. She takes out her phone and rereads the email from earlier. Tearfully looks down at her phone as a senior citizen walking dog looks at her dubiously. Hitoa squats down on the path. Her body trembles as she hugs her knees. She doesn't move after that. Not for a long time. Yagumo Part 4, Chapter 1. No, you got a point. Yes. Yes. No, I apologize for the trouble Yagumo caused. Yes, okay. Megari presses the end call button and lets out a long sigh. How was it? Man, Isagami's furious. The project is as good as shelved. He's all pissed. When I said he'd be poppin', I didn't mean poppin' caps. I see. At this rate, I'm not gonna have a job, much less a bonus. Let's go back to Matsue for now, Kanade. No point staying here if we don't have a project. They both sluggishly bring their luggage over to the parking lot and load the van, when suddenly, they stop walking. They spot someone standing up ahead. Hitoa? When Megari speaks up in surprise, Hitoa shyly smiles. Came back. You came back. What were you thinking? Didn't your agency say you have to go back immediately? It doesn't matter. No, it definitely matters. It'll be a scandal. Before the media picks up on it, it doesn't matter. Huh? I don't care if I get fired. I'd rather be fired than forced to run away and regret it later. Hitoa. I mean, nothing about this case makes sense. He was shot by a gun and then the body burned up? No way the director I know would ever do such a thing. What do you think, Ayane? Well, I do agree with you, but there's nothing we can do. Not with that attitude. Now that's come to this, all we gotta do is investigate ourselves and clear the director's name. Like, for realsies? For realsies. We gotta do what the director's been doing. I guess we can pull it off? We can pull it off in style. I'm sure we can. Let's do it. Why not? Never know till you try. I want to believe in the director. I can't just give up on my bonus. Bonus? Never mind, that's not important. Anyway, have you always been this assertive? What are you talking about? When the going gets tough, I'm a go-getter. I see. Well, I guess this side of you is fine too, Hitoa. They finally show his face. Now, if that's that's how things are going, I'll help too. Huh? You too, Kanade? You sure? Of course, I owe a lot to the director. I'm sure he's got his circumstances. So, okay, that's a big help. In that case, let's go, team. Yeah, let's solve this case and save the director. Yeah. So, by the way, has your face always been so stunningly handsome? I always had this face. I only noticed it just now. Kinda surprising. Huh? Anyway, you two are full of surprises, but in a good way. I really trust the both of you. Where do we begin? Let's copy the director and recheck the footage. I want to look into the murder weapon. Murder weapon? Well, yeah, it's got his prints, which is why he's a suspect. If we can destroy that argument, we can prove his innocence, huh? Exactly. Let's do everything we can. Yeah. They may be running on mere bravado, but either way, the three of them head off to investigate the case. You know, Sherry, she's standing in front of the Tatsunome shrine, doing nothing in particular. Probably thinking about her lost lover, but she doesn't seem to notice the passing pedestrians and police officers. They peek into the shrine past the police tape, making sure to keep an eye out for any officers. The body and the tatami mat are gone, leaving only burn marks, a bloodstain, and a white string outlining where the body was. The tatami mat, huh? Anything bother you about it? Something does bother me, but what exactly? I'm not so sure myself. We have footage of the tatami mat. We can check it out again if it bothers you. Good idea. I think we should do that. The taped-off area is a bit smaller than yesterday, pretty much just the shrine building itself. They're probably done searching the area. I wonder if they found any new clues. If they did, I'd like to know, but I doubt Detective Misawa would talk. Shiraishi. It's only when Hitoa hesitantly calls out to her that Shiraishi finally notices their presence. Is it true that your director's the culprit? Huh? No, I heard that Yagumo's run away from the police. He's the one who shot Toru, isn't he? Where'd he go? Please calm down, listen to what we have to do. You're his accomplices, aren't you? I'm not listening to a word you say. You know where the culprit is, don't you? Please report him to the police, or are you harboring him? No, Kanade helplessly tries to soothe the combatant Hina. And then, Director isn't the culprit. Hitoa cuts in with a decisive voice, taking no for an answer. Not taking no for an answer. But, I repeat, he's not the culprit. We know he's not the type of person to do that. Hina falls silent, as if overwhelmed by Hitoa's decisive declaration. Hitoa then continues, quietly and persuasively. You talked with Director the night before last, didn't you? He was trying so hard to solve the case. Is that something the culprit would do? Well, it's fine. I know it's unreasonable to expect you to believe us just because we say so. But we're reinvestigating the case because we believe he's innocent. So can you answer us one question? What is it? We didn't get the chance to ask last time, so is it okay to assume that Sakurai only asked you for your help for two plans? The threatened by a shaman plan, and the mixed firecrackers into the candy plan. That's true, but did you also switch the smoke candles for more intense ones? No, I wasn't told to do that. Huh. That's cute. She has a memo to copy all this down instead of Yagumo's, photographic memory. Shiraishi wasn't told to switch the smoke candles. Memo phrase memorized. I see. That information's probably important. Yeah, I don't know if we can pull this off like the director, but we gotta jot down anything that sticks out. Let's go see Toriyama again and ask her if she's got any idea who switched the candles. Megari quickly types out Hina's words into her phone and gives Hina a smile. Okay, as promised, that's one answer's all we need. Thanks. Really? Yeah? It's not like I believe this Yagumo guy the way you all do, so please stop bothering me. Huh? Hina seems to be done with this conversation as she turns and runs away. As she watches her run, Megari scratches her head and sighs. She must hate us, huh? It's understandable. She got her lover's death on her mind. You okay, Hitoa? I'm fine, just got a bit carried away, I guess. You had some choice words for her, huh? That's a bit of a surprise. That's genuinely how I feel. I'm glad that you'd go so far to defend our dumbass director. Well, since Hitoa got a bit carried away, why don't we take a little break? Yeah, let's do that. It might be for the best. Okay, I'm sorry. Luckily, once they got under the shade, a gentle breeze blows. The three of them can rest as they chat and rehydrate. There's nobody in front of the Matsuya Inn. What if Director snuck back? I'm almost certain that's not gonna happen. True. There's no point staying here any longer. The team quickly leaves in front of the inn. What? You want us to show you the murder weapon? Misawa's incredulous voice echoes in the room. The trio came to ask the detectives to let them see the 3D printed gun. Please, we want to prove the director's innocence. Are you stupid? We can't let ordinary bystanders see critical evidence. Can you please make an exception? We'll give it back when we're done looking. No, save the sleep talking for when you're asleep. Who the hell are you even? I'm Kanade, the cameraman. We talked many times before. I think I remember someone as stunningly handsome as you. The answer's no. Patient, please don't look at me with those eyes, Hitoa. I'll grant you your wish, but I can't ignore my duty as an officer of the law. Why are you conflicted? Just say no. Come on, you're interfering with our investigation. Get out. This is fascism. Police-sponsored fascism. Shut up. I don't care if you spell it out now. Just leave. Damn it. The trio leave the room. As he watches them leave, Keishino turns to Misawa with a serious look. Misawa, forget about their nonsense for a second. Why isn't that criminal investigation public yet? What? While Yagumo has been put on a wanted list, the police can't just make everything public. Public criminal investigations are only held when needed for felons who meet certain requirements. As a murder suspect, Yagumo should meet those requirements, so Keishino has a point. Yagumo has been a bit more slippery than expected, hasn't he? If he escapes across the border and gets caught by another prefecture's police, it will be a disgrace to the Shimane department. So we should open... Misawa interrupts Keishino with a raised fist before he speaks up in an unpleasant tone. Go ahead and try. You'll end up owing the chief an apology. Huh? Okay, just think about it. All we know is that the victim argued with Yagumo before the night Kagura. After he was shot, his body was burned except for his left hand. Sure, his prints are on the murder weapon, but we can't just conclude that he's a perp with such flimsy motive and nonsensical murder method. Well, he's still a key suspect, of course, but we can't just publicly announce it to the world. Huh. Misawa ignores the unsatisfied Keishino to look out a window and murmur, "That damn bastard's made a real mess for us." As they head to the Oda City general gymnasium, they come across a familiar face. Hello, everyone. Hibi is quite considerate, perhaps due to all the years and experience under his belt. He's been staying at the same inn. He must have heard about Yagumo's escape, but he greets them with a calm smile regardless. You out on a walk? No, the detectives just called me over since I had some business. They had some business with me. As in a police interview? No, they heard that I filmed the incident too. They probably want me to submit my footage. I see. They must want as many clues as possible. Exactly. The investigation must be tough, so they're probably expanding their scope gradually. I was out walking this morning when I saw lots of investigators near the Ibisu shrine. They seem like forensic experts, so they probably discovered something thereabouts. Magari and Hitoa quickly exchange glances as they hear what Hibi has said. They don't say it, but they're almost certain that that must be where the gun was found. Perhaps noticing the change in the two girls, Hibi smiles, waves, and heads to the gym. They'd leave after seeing him off. Alright. The room's empty save for Minagishi and Toriyama. Most of the luggage has been taken away. Is it just you two? Yeah, Tomine left saying he'd look for clues. He wanted to save your director, apparently. Tomine did? Yeah, I told Toriyama if Tomine believes in Yagumo so much, then we should try to believe in him too. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Don't worry about it. I mean, we don't want to suspect anyone without any conclusive evidence. Right. I don't see Shiraishi here. Has she not come back? Shiraishi, huh? Minagishi's voice gets slightly bitter as soon as he hears the name. Did something happen to her? Well, she showed up a little bit ago and said she wanted to quit the troupe. We really need a flutist. So I wanted to convince her to stay, but her mind seemed set, so I gave up. Well, considering everything that happened, it's understandable she'd feel that way. I suppose so. We're in a jam here. Now that Shiraishi's quit, I hope that more people don't quit too. Is it looking that it'll happen? No, not yet. I'm sure a murder would rattle more than a few people. I think it'll be fine. Everyone joined you because they wanted to. If they won't quit that easily. I see. Yeah, hopefully you're right. I heard Tomine is a friend of your director. Do they go far back? Apparently they were film school classmates. I heard they got along well ever since those days. I see. If they go that far back, I guess that makes sense. What makes sense? Well, Tomine has been pretty worried ever since he heard your director ran away. So I was thinking they must have been real close. Tomine was that worried? Yeah, he's been calling mutual acquaintances left and right. What a worried old man. Toriyama, we asked about the smoke candles before. You said that they were ones that were supposed to be ordered got switched out, right? That's right. We don't know who did it, but the ones that were lit weren't what I ordered. Is that something anyone could have done? Maybe someone outside the troupe? I think it'd be hard for anyone outside the troupe to pull that off. The smoke candles arrived from the shop at noon on the day of the Kagura performance. Basically, only our members could go in and out of the room. So it's possible for a member to do it then? Well, we'd clearly labeled the boxes in marble. Boxes in marker, so any member could enter the room. I don't know where the smoke candles were. And I know where the smoke candles were. I guess you have a point. Come to think of it, since I'm in charge of props, that makes me the most suspicious one. Come on, that's not funny. So she laughs at Toriyama's joke. Megari can't tell if that really was a joke or if she was just playing dumb as a way to taunt her. I heard Sherry she called quits. That girl, huh? She was acting a little strange. She lost a loved one during the Kagura performance, so it's understandable. She seemed to be brooding when we talked to her yesterday. Brooding? Her? Yeah, we tried talking to her a little, but... So she is acting strange. When she came back here to tell us she'd quit, she seemed oddly happy. But until this morning, she was brooding. Did something happen? She was happy? Well, it wasn't that blatant, but it's definitely what it seems like. She also said she couldn't stay in the troupe since she was moving to Osaka. She started looking at apartments on her phone. Maybe she got herself a new man already. Young girls can be kinda dry in that regard. No way, Sakurai has only been dead for 3 days. Yeah, she's already got a new boyfriend. That's not dry, that's ice cold. When I took a peek at the apartment she was looking at, they were all rooms for 2. Huh. Sherry, she is happily looking for apartments for 2. Too expensive and spacious for a girl her age. Anyway, it was strange. Well, maybe it's a share house? Yeah, that. Maybe she's getting a share house with like a friend or something. You think so? But my instincts are kicking in like crazy. Megari gives a doubtful Toriyama a sidelong glance as she makes a note of the new info. Are share houses in style nowadays? I think I saw something like that on TV. I don't know. My friends are living together, but I don't think that's quite what a share house is. True, couples can have a hard time living together, so it might be tough living with a total stranger. Back at the van, they look at the footage of the tatami mat to clear up Megari's doubts. First, let's bring up the footage of the body. Should be the clearest shot of the missing mat. I'd rather not look at that over and over again, though. Despite grumbling, Megari's desire for truth wins. She opens up the video file of the body. Tough to look at every time. But it doesn't look like there's anything out of place. It's just got burn marks on it. Something fell out of place when I saw the footage of the mat, but what? In that case, should we watch the other footage? We should have footage of the Night Kagura scene. Good idea, let's see. The file from the Night Kagura performance. Megari opens up several folders, finally finding the file and opening it in another window. It's right before Sakurai gets shot, huh? There's nothing particularly strange about. Huh? Wait, look, compare the color of the tatami mat to the ones around it. The color's slightly different. Sakurai's tatami mat was a different color. Indeed, the tatami mat Sakurai's sitting on is slightly more green than the ones around it. The mat's the only one that's greenish, which makes it look like it's a bit newer. That's what's been bothering me ever since we went to the shrine for the performance, and look. That's weird. In the footage of the body, the tatami mat looks to be the same color as the ones around it. What does that mean? Is that somehow connected to the incident? I'm not sure myself, but I think it's got everything to do with it. They furrow their eyebrows as if they had been given an unanswerable quiz. But in the end, they leave the van without coming up with an answer. No familiar faces on the shrine grounds, only investigators. Megari looks into the shrine past the police tape. The tatami mat bothers you, huh? It does. But what really bothers me is that I don't know what's bothering me. What is it? What could be bothering me? Just as Hibiya said, there's quite a few investigators at the shrine. They're squatting it down, seemingly giving the ground a close look. Definitely seems like this is where they found the murder weapon. It does, but does that really warrant this much work? Obviously, the investigators have no time to talk with them. They try watching the investigators run around, but eventually they give up and leave. Are we gonna check the footage again? I don't know. There's no point in looking at it aimlessly again without definite purpose. Yes, maybe let's not. There's a few other things we gotta do after all. They stop halfway before reaching the park van and retrace their steps. Excuse me. Asawa and Keishino are deep in discussion about something in the gym as Megari speaks out, but the two of them just shoo her away without saying anything. Megari and the others give up and leave once they realize how unusually serious they look. Huh? Back at the Matsuya Inn, the three come across some unexpected faces. So, waiting here was the right idea, huh? You are right all along, Monami. Indeed. I figured Yagumo would check in here. Abusai and Hashima greet them with satisfied smiles. Judging by the pair's reaction to seeing them, they must have been looking for them. Director Abusai, Monami, what brings you two here? As a veteran, I figured it'd be my duty to offer a hand to a younger colleague in need every now and then. You mean, Isagami told us what happened, so we came here hoping we could help. I do not believe Yagumo was to be the murdering type after all. Hashima, Director Abusai, thank you so much. Thanks. I'm touched you think so highly of our dumbest director. I can already see your halos. Don't mention it. More importantly, we must clear his name before he's publicly labeled a criminal, otherwise it will be an unnecessary scandal. Can you give us a short outline of what happened? The arrival of Abusai and Hashima is a godsend to Megari and the others who have been cast in doubt, investigating in vain. With tears welling up in their eyes, the trio vividly recount the story to Abusai and Hashima. Okay, I got the gist. Sounds like you got a way to prove his innocence. Abusai speaks casually after carefully listening to their story. Huh? Really? Yeah. Monami, get me the analytical tool. You know, the one we tested in the studio? That? It might work. What's the analytical tool? I don't have it on me, but I'll have it sent over as soon as possible. You have it by tomorrow. Okay. Shall we go then, Monami? Yes. We'll come again once we have the tool ready. Okay. Thank you so much. Encouraged by the arrival of Abusai and Hashima, life has returned to the trio's faces as they see them off. Sure has gotten dark, huh? While the hills are slightly orange, the stars have shined in the sky. Feels like we're 2 steps forward and 1 step back as far as clues go. I don't think our efforts were a waste. We got new info, no matter how small. You got a point, but I don't think that's enough to prove the director's innocence. There's something that's been bothering me. Toa, who seems silently pondering to herself, suddenly interrupts Megari's grumbling. What is it? It's about Hina Shiriishi. Right. Toriyama said she was happily looking for an apartment, right? exactly. But at the time, I just nodded and sympathized, but there's definitely something weird going on. Well, you're right. Her speech and behavior at Tatsunome Shrine definitely suggest she was shocked at the death of her boyfriend Sakurai. But after we saw her at Tatsunome Shrine, her mood took a 180. She was happy, as she told the troop she was resigning. Unless Toriyama's mistaken or intentionally lying, or maybe Shiraishi's just emotionally unstable. The obvious conclusion is that after she saw us, something good happened. So she went to the troop to resign, right? Something good? Good enough to outweigh the death of her boyfriend? What could that be? Let's just say, for example, yeah? What if Sakura is alive and he contacted her? Huh? You mean, Megari and Kanade are taken back by the words Hitoa squeezes out. With her mouth open, Hitoa seemed suddenly embarrassed by the other two staring at her, so she continues. That's a weird thing to say, sorry. No, it's fine. More importantly, what gave you an idea like that? Any reason? Reason? Yeah, though it's fine if it's just your guts. Just thought there might be some sort of reason. I don't know if there's enough of a reason, but go on. Remember how Director mentioned faceless bodies to Misawa? Faceless bodies, huh? That's a classic trope in the mystery genre, and it might apply to this case. Yeah, so the way things usually go, the body belongs to someone else. So I was thinking that maybe Sakurai is alive and the body is someone else's. It would, huh? But I've seen that trick play out in a bunch of mystery dramas. When Director mentioned it to Misawa, he denied it, citing the severe blood loss and how Director checked to see there was no pulse himself, but if we can turn it around and explain everything, we can prove it was a faceless body, huh? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to do it, though. I'm on board with your line of thought, Hitoa, I think. Really? Yeah, I mean, I think it's the most logical way to explain Shiraishi's sudden change. If my presumed dead lover turned out to be alive, I'd be totally down for moving in together too. But what about the blood in the leftover hand? Well, there are ways to fake that, right? But emotions are hard to fake, even for actors. So basically, judging from what we heard on Shiraishi's mood, that's the logical conclusion. In that case, our quickest path is to solve any suspicions about the body, huh? Yeah, so why don't we head back to the van and check the footage again? Hitoa and Kanade give a hearty nod as the three of them head to the parking lot. But I think we'll do that next time. So, thanks for watching, and see you all then. Bye.